and live.
Welcome, everyone, to Season 2 of the Underlords Pro League, brought to you by Underlords.pro. My name is Zexerous. There's a lot of exciting stuff we've got to talk about tonight. First off, again, like I said earlier, welcome to Season 2. Our prize pool has doubled to $350. Which means first place will take home $100. First place takes home $200. First place takes home $100, and third place of the overall league winner will take home $50. I've got two special people with me tonight. Bahamut, the beautiful bearded man. The best beard in the game. My buddy, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm super excited to get into these games and to check out what they're going to be bringing to the table when it comes to the Dota Underlords. I mean, we just had a patch, and Bebe, right before we went live, was already breaking down how the meta is going to be changing. And I'm super pumped to be having him with us as well to be able to break down this, I guess, game-changing patch that we had right before the event. How are you? What are your thoughts on that? I mean, you were hitting on it right before we went live, Bebe. What are your thoughts on it now?
Oh yes, regarding the patch, I see that they changed the entire percentage rate. Regarding the 4 and 5 cost units, I think the meta can shift because the odds of you 3-starring and the odds of you getting 4 and 5 cost units will be a completely different strategy in general. So I recognize that since the odds of getting a 5 cost unit is around 5% at level 8. I think we can see a lot more troll builds, shaman builds, like the more unorthodox builds like lately, and I'm really excited about that. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, I think you hit it perfectly right before we went live. You noted the fact that, you know, now that there's also the changes to the Shaman Voodoo, the Shadow Shaman Voodoo, that it's not applying the hex to an already hexed enemy. That's a big change, and that can really affect also what you noted, the percentage of them being more available in the early game. What do you make of this in, you know, the tier 4 hero pool being increased to increased tier 4 hero pool to 20 per hero? That's a little on the technical side for me. I'm only smuggler, and I'm like, what?
So what's gonna go on is we don't have to be frustrated about, like, if you're a knight builder, you just see one more DK, but it just happened that 3 to 4 or more people just happen to have DK on their bench, or they just went for a build that doesn't have anything to do with dragons and just happen to have like a dragon knights in it too. So I think we can expect people to get less frustrated about not getting their specific 4 cost unit, because it's always been the most stressful aspect when you're playing Underlords, or you're playing like a DAC. You just can't find that one 4 cost carry, whether it be KOTL, whether it be in this game Dragon Knights, the most important like 4 cost, whether it be like Disruptor. So I think people will be able to find their specific 4 cost unit of their choice, of their build, more consistently than the past. I think this entire patch is focused towards 4 and 5 cost units, maybe to bring back the legendary meta a bit. I think that's what Val was thinking about when they patched like that.
Do you think, and I'll pose this to Zex as well, do you think this is going to change the late game a little bit? Do you think that we're going to be getting faster or longer late games? Like we're going to be going into maybe rounds 40 more consistently? Because I feel like in these tournaments we've been constantly ending right around that 32, 37 area. Like right in that middle seems to be the sweet spot for a lot of the matches that we've had. Do you think it will push that, you know, faster or slower when, you know, now that we're having a bigger pool of heroes?
Well, it's more of a choice, so people can choose to go to the late game, and people can choose to like all in at level 6 or 7 for 3 stars. They have a choice in the matter. Short term, I think it's gonna be more 3-star oriented, because people are used to that. Like it's their like current habit, it's their current like meta. I don't think they're gonna change it instantly. But as time progresses, maybe after this turn, maybe in a few weeks, I think people might focus on these new type of strategies. They'll test it out, see what 4 costs are viable, see what 4 costs can carry the games, the new builds. Are trolls really viable? Will shamans really be viable? And I think as time progresses, not now, but as time progresses, we will see more slow-oriented, like slow-term games in the future. That's what I think. Okay. But in the end, it's going to be about a choice. People will choose to go for like a low-level 3 stars, or a high level like 4 or 5 costs. I think they'll both be viable, judging by this current patch.
Okay, Zex, do you have any comments on that?
I'm going to defer to Bebe on that, to be perfectly honest. What I am actually interested in is the change to the Blacklist
Ooh.
Swim had put out a
Okay.
pretty decent guide the other day, detailing how the Blacklist mechanic works, and I'm really curious as to how that's gonna end up influencing the meta as well. So that's something I'm really curious on, seeing how
Okay.
that plays out.
And this is, yeah, that's definitely something new for me as well, because I've been seeing a lot of people talk about today. I actually caught a little bit of Bebe stream this morning, and I've caught some other people as well, and that, you know, they were talking about it, and I've never used the mechanic myself. Can you actually explain what that is, what this Blacklist mechanic is? Because I this is the first time I've actually ever heard about it, and I've been playing. I think I put 70 hours in this game, and I'm just like, wait, there's still new things I gotta learn. What? Come on now.
Okay, so the blacklisting method is very simple. If there are units in a shop, and if you press the reroll button, those specific units will not show up in the next round shop for like one time only.
Oh.
So if you have an Enchantress,
Okay.
Anti-Mage, Tiny, Axe, or maybe like a Juggernaut in your inventory, you will expect them to not show up if you do not buy them. So if you buy them,
Okay.
they will show up. If you don't buy them, they don't show up. That's what the blacklisting mechanism is. So it seems that they patched it like even basic rerolls by just like letting the round end. The round rerolls allowed the blacklisting mechanism to happen, but with this patch, they prevented that from happening. So blacklisting is a concept that only works on manual rerolls. You gotta press that R button, the basic hotkey, to reroll your shop for the mechanism to not progress. So this is a mechanism that allows people to get easier upgrades. So since you can prevent certain heroes from showing up entirely, the odds of you not getting that hero and getting the hero you want increases, allowing you to 2-star or 3-star units more easier. That's what the blacklist system is.
I see. Okay. Because it's just, I had never heard of the terminology or just anyone kind of applying it. And I was like, is this some mechanic that I've been missing the entire time? And it's just like, there's a button where it's just like, oh no, like don't show me those heroes. And it's just like, all right, cool. Like, because I do that a lot. I find myself, and that's I think the one thing that I struggle with at my rank right now, and also with just my own skill level, is I'm trying to do too many things at once. And I've seen some streamers who are just they do all these things and then they end up selling and buying. And I think I try and mimic that. But it's what do you say? Because we're currently just kind of getting ourselves set up for our first lobby here. We can just maybe make this a little bit of a teaching moment. Like, what would you say to people like me who are in that situation where I'm trying to do all these different things? Like, would you say like try and go for specific comps? Would you try and say be a little bit more adaptive but stringent on your economy? How do you kind of adjust your playstyle right there?
Well, before today's patch, what I told people to do is don't buy anything that's irrelevant to your build. Like, have a build in mind from round one. Am I going to go for scrappies? Am I going to go for knights? Am I going to go for mages? Do not touch anything else, because it will just mess up the blacklisting system, and it's just going to mess up your economy. That's what I recommend people to do early game. But with this new patch, with this new reroll system where the round basic rerolls do not apply blacklisting, what I recommend is after the inter-school calculus, after round starts, just buy everything in shop to go for risk management. Because since you don't know what's going to show up, just buy whatever you can with the goal you have early game. And since it's not going to affect the blacklisting system anyways, you're going to be offered more choices as a build, and as the round progresses, keep picking those choices and just continuously like think about your build and build upon that. I think that's what the new system, like people should do in the new system. Yeah.
Okay. Because I think that was one of the things that I struggled with in the past was, you know, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to be super economy focused, and that way I can keep myself generating money and stay relevant for the later half of the game. But then I would also be passing up stuff where I'd be like, oh, that'd be a really, really cool thing that I could jump into, or I could do this. And I think, and I also watch, like, I'll watch like a lot of like Lords of the White Spire, and they're doing these crazy, you know, like they always do these amazing, big time contract builds where they're just like stacking up like a Luna who's doing insane amounts of damage and things like that. And I try and mimic that. What would you kind of say to people trying to do that as well? Like, is there like a level of skill that goes into some of those compositions where you're selling and buying and you're mid-maxing your RNG that like, how do you learn how to do that? Or is it just progression and just playing the game over and over, and you just get back, you get that RNG and that manipulation down?
Oh, it's all about like knowing your direction. Like, what do you want to go for in this game? In this game, what is your win condition? What carry do you want to have? What front line do you want to have? What does the damage? What takes the damage? And of course, for newcomers, that's impossible to like know everything from the beginning. We can't expect anybody to like just know everything about the game when there's so many aspects and so many strategies. So I completely understand the concern, but I think that as time progresses, you won't have to worry about that. Like if you like a player like some more regarding the game.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's definitely there's a lot of progress that comes into it. But I guess, you know, speaking of progress, just over the weeks, I mentioned that you were streaming this morning and you're kind of on this road to the Lord of the White Spire, and you have that whole stat breakdown in the top left. To jump over to Zex, how are you doing in your games? I know you like to smash into the bots a little bit. Have you progressed into some multiplayer? Have you busted into rank yet?
Not this week. No, I certainly have not. I've been taking care of the internet, or been helping out with the international mod crew while the international 9 goes on. So I've had I've played some bots as I'm watching Twitch chat and watching the international, but I haven't had any time to actually jump in and commit to some ranked. I'm still stuck on Outlaw. Excuse me, a little bit of a cough there.
Yeah. I mean, Bebe, are you an international, or are you a Dota 2 fan? Do you watch it all or play or?
Actually, in Korea, Dota 2 is really not that popular. You know, we're more all like a League of Legends factory. Every Korean, there's League of Legends high school, but Dota does not have a big influence here.
Okay, so I was just curious.
I don't know of it, but I do watch it. I actually watched it before today's stream, and I was like, wow, it's actually pretty fun. I don't know anything about this game, but the games are really exciting. The game's everybody's there's so much action all around the map, so many mechanisms, so many units, so many excitement, and I think I really especially compared to League of Legends meta, where people just farm and farm and farm.
Yeah,
no, that happens in Dota.
That definitely happens in Dota.
It happens, really?
Lots of the running joke is Chinese Dota is just farm for 90 minutes and then win the game. But no, actually, one of my favorite players in Dota 2 is from Korea, March.
March.
Okay.
March. He goes by March. I can't think of his actual name, but he had to go do his military service a couple of years ago when MVP was running a team out of Korea, and it was so sad to see him go. But then he came back after his military service was up, and I was like, yes, March is back. I'm so excited. So.
Yeah, it's a MOBA that I watched. I think I started watching right around TI3, and I watched it every year, and I never played it, but I just watched it and I enjoyed the kind of the essence of it being that gigantic, huge prize pool and just them vying for it and the games. And I learned little bits over time, and I was making jokes to my friends since I play so much Underlords at this point, I've learned a couple of the items in Underlords and what they do, and it's exactly the same as it is in the game. So it's oh, I know what that does, and so it's little things. There's a little bit of correlation. Same thing with some of the heroes. I'll see what they do in this game, and I'm like, oh, they use that ability. Yeah, I know that one as well. But I don't know. There's a lot of great games, and I've been kind of watching religiously throughout the week, and I'm just really pumped for that OG LGD game today. That's gonna be
be so good.
It's two of the it's basically what the semifinals. Whoever wins this goes to the grand finals.
It's winners finals tonight.
Yep. It's gonna be a good one. It's definitely if you just like esports in general and you like that kind of hype and that energy that's brought to the table, watch TI tonight. There's a really good storyline that's happening on stream as well. But we are currently just waiting for lobbies. Apologies to everyone in chat as we are getting into this. Just taking a little bit. We are going to be expanding our number of games that we're running within the league. And so that's the reason why it's taking a little bit longer. We've gone from what, Zex? 32 players to what? Just casually 64?
Yeah, 64. And what the craziest thing is that there's a waiting list in case people don't show up on time tonight. And I think could be its own tournament, to be perfectly honest. I think there's another 64 people just waiting in the wings. They're all hungry for this prize pool, and I'm excited for it.
No.
But hey, Bahamut, guess what?
Yeah, what?
Hey, did you know there's a way that can get you into our tournament quicker than being a Lord of the White Spire for registration?
There's no way, because Lord of the White Spire has highest priority within the league.
Are you sure about that, though?
Apparently not.
Have you tried subbing to the channel?
I actually have.
Have you?
Yeah.
So you yourself would get first crack at registration if you wanted to enter our tournament.
Yeah, that's part of it. There's gonna be a week when I'm not casting, and I'm gonna join in, and as I said, I'm only smuggler. I'm gonna get bodied, but it'll be fun just to participate and just try my hand at all this. I don't know, Bebe. Like I'm sure you've seen the breakdown of all this. Is this a tournament that you'd even consider like subbing to the channel so that way you could prioritize yourself to get in before you actually?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
I mean, a $200 prize pool is like a $200 for first place. That's a pretty good And what you're playing? Let's see. There's the 3 weeks, and then there's the playoffs, right? So it's 4 weeks total.
Yeah.
So you play what, like 16 hours of Underlords, and you can win $200.
That is fantastic, dude. That's the offer of the century. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. And actually, I mean, to be honest, it kind of is. Like it's to basically pay $5 and you have first priority for 4 games because $5 your subscription lasts a month. So if you participate every single week, you're basically paying like $1.25 entrance fee, if you will. And even then, from what I've been told and my understanding, all of the sub money is not going to be pocketed. It's actually just going to be refreshed back into a prize pool. So the big thing to note is that any money that goes into the tournament goes back into the tournament. And that's just a great way for an organization like this to keep it cycling. Like all of us are here because we like this we like this game, we like this content. We want to provide you a wonderful stream. Like none of us are getting paid for this. We're all here because we want to talk about it and have a good time. So I know I'm currently in a lobby, so we will have that in just a second. It looks like I'm counting people 2, 4, 6, 8. I think we're all set for one of our lobbies. We'll just be getting going into this in just a second. But thank you everyone who's following. And if you would like to sub or support the stream in any other way, shape, or form, it is very welcomed and encouraged. But we'll be getting into a game in just a second. We got 4 of these matches for you. We should be sliding in between them very, very quickly in the in-betweens. And then we'll probably have at least 1 break for us casters because we do have to, at one point, run our legs around. But overall, just quickly as we get into this, as we're probably about to load in just a second, anything that you two want to see tonight? You want to see like a scrappy build, you want to see a mage build, you want to see just like 9 assassins. That's me. I always want to see 9 assassins because it works for me here and there. But I doubt at this level of play it will. But Zexerous, is there anything that you prioritize here, or you really, really want to see throughout tonight?
I want to see some more absurd brawny play.
Okay.
To be perfectly honest, I watching an 8-9K hit point Beastmaster just rip through everything is always a good time for me.
What I would like to see is I like to see more legendaries. I think I want to see somebody ahead of the meta saying, wow, this new patch will allow me to get Enigma 2 at level 8. Okay, I'm going to get 2 Enigma 2s level 8, and I'm going to get double refresher, and I'm just going to destroy it. I want to see something like that. It's really fun with like legendary high cost units.
And that was actually something that we kind of highlighted at the start of the stream. And if anyone came in a little bit late, also thank you to everyone who just followed. There was a patch today that did change the unit tier odds by level, and so I really love how clear Valve is being with all of their patch notes, because and this is, I mean, I come from a different universe and a different game company of video games, and like they're not this transparent with a lot of their patches. So to be able to literally see like, all right, this is what it used to be and this is what it is now in front of your face as an entire colored graph, like that's just the most beautiful thing to me, especially even like, and I know this last week, and Zex said that there's a lot of other MOBAs that just have this out there, but they actually put out their ELO formula and say, hey, everyone, this is how we're calculating your MMR. So if you're curious and you want to know, it's like, we're using this formula, and if you don't like it, come tell us why it's wrong and argue with us, and maybe we'll change and make our own that's a little bit better. But it looks like we have our match, and we're going to go ahead and get on into our first game of the evening.
Ooh.
So it looks...
Yeah, so I'm excited.
Alrighty.